Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Maston, and welcome to the DIY Wrestling Podcast, made for you fans, for you the people who come here and want to criticize and judge wrestling like people criticize and judge movies, and us people get judged for judging things that we like because we want them to be better. Well, this is the show where you can leave your comments in the comment section below for more thoughts as I sip my fruit punch out of a wine glass. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. Anyways, Smackdown Live. This, if we're leaving it on its own scope, was a pretty solid show. This, if we're comparing it to Raw, blew it out the fucking water, baby. The only thing Raw has that SmackDown doesn't have is cruiserweights, but even the cruiserweights were not enough to save that show. So I got into SmackDown Live a little late tonight. Well, not even tonight. It's early morning at this point because I was busy most of the night. Not most of the night, but I was busy. And it is now 4:15 in the morning as I'm doing this. And you know what? I didn't really have any tweets tonight, but I do want to say before we get into this, I'd like to just say how I really felt about the show in comparison last night. Like, this is the reason, and I feel like I'm saying this every single time, because SmackDown just gets better and better and better. Like, they will get stronger and, be, I'm not going to say the perfect WWE wrestling show over time, but they'll be the show that we wanted it to be all along. So, I mean, SmackDown tonight was absolutely, I'd say out of 100, I give SmackDown a solid 85. 80-85. I give SmackDown a solid 80 to 85 grade. I think I'm gonna grade these on a curve. I'll do it on a number thing because letters just seem so to me. It's just not numbers, letters seem so to me. Numbers, just, I can work with whatever I really want here. So with that being said, we're gonna get into SmackDown Live here, and as we do that, I don't really have anything to plug. So while we do this, I'll just say this right now. I want to get into last night's little discussion I had at the beginning of the podcast about Zencast, because while that still is a great product to make wrestling podcast, it is not something. It is not something you use to, it's not a podcasting website where you can see everybody else's podcast. You make it there, you share it, and you try and get it on, platforms that you can listen to stuff on. So I apologize for the misdirection from last night, but I mean, if the audience can be strong here, and I can, because I feel like ever since Google Play has dropped out from under YouTube, it's not as easy to get it's not as easy to get views anymore as it was before from wrestling fans who wanted to hear what you had to say. And I mean, that I feel became my core subscriber at one point. So the views are going to be harder to get, which it's a working process. It's a working process. We're gonna get on iTunes. We're gonna get on Google Play Music and all that, and have people join the podcast community, and we're gonna have them jump in here on YouTube, and they're gonna subscribe to the channel. And they're going to rate, and all that crap, and they're going to be involved. They'll tell me, hey, your face looks stupid. No wonder you decided to do podcasting. Zing. Burn. Now, I'm glad that we got all of that out of the way, so now I can finally get into SmackDown Live. Now, we jump into SmackDown Live first, and first we get Randy Orton. And I'm not really all that happy about this to really start, to be completely honest with you, because this Orton and Wyatt thing is pointless to me. Bray Wyatt at this point is just... to use the nicer term, Bray Wyatt is an enhancement talent. He goes into feuds and he does what he thinks could really work with these mind games. They're supposed to be a piece of Wyatt's, tricks that he uses to really work, and they didn't. And Wyatt, well, they don't usually, and Wyatt normally just ends up looking like a giant fucking idiot. And he loses at pay-per-views. So this basically just leads out to and this is what I'm saying, I'm just going to say all this here right now, because it's, really hard to care about these things when you know the outcome, and you can't really invest in Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton at this point. So you just basically know a win for Wyatt would be awesome, but you obviously know at No Mercy, Wyatt is losing to this dude. He's not getting one over on Orton. It ain't happening. So we move on here. After the little promo that Bray Wyatt cut, about everything he usually says, he told Randy Orton, come find him. Randy Orton went into Bray Wyatt's little area and tried to find him throughout the night. We got little areas where Randy Orton locked Eric Rowan in a trapped room. He couldn't get out. We had something where what do you call it? Randy was sitting there like a mouse trying to find the cheese through a maze. It basically just led to Randy finding Bray, just basically him and Bray getting into a fist fight, Bray kneeing Randy in the gut so he could get away, and then Randy putting the sheet mask, singing "Whole World in His Hands," and then we come back to Bray Wyatt somewhere else, and then it just starts tripping out like we're on a bunch of fucking, like we're on some kind of sick hallucinated acid trip. So, with that being said, I guess we can move on now. I just wanted to get all that out of the way because I honestly didn't really care for that. That's just me. I'm sorry if you did care about that. I can't get invested in such a thing involving Bray Wyatt where it's just like I don't really have a reason to care if we can basically tell from a million miles away that Wyatt has no chance of getting anything over on this dude. And that's nothing against Orton at all because Orton has proven time and time again when he needs to put a guy over, he will absolutely do that. But at this point in time, I just don't see the WWE giving Wyatt a chance to win. So up next we get Heath Slater and Rhino and American Alpha versus the Ascension and the Usos, who are now wearing new attire, rocking a new theme song, and the attire is, for those who want to know, it's basically a pair of it's like cargo pants and red sneakers now. The Usos wear cargo pants and red sneakers. And that's how they change their gear. The theme song is basically just a rap beat at this point. Like it's just a rap beat, and they come out, they're all slow, they walk slow and methodical, and they get in the ring and they do their thing. And this match ends with the Usos doing their stomp to the leg and making Heath Slater tap out to the Tequila Sunrise. Still using the Conan Tequila Sunrise, and I honestly still believe to this day that that is a beautiful fucking finisher for the Usos to use, along with the "we're gonna fucking cave your knee in" because we're like the Samoan Revival. Like literally, the Usos are what the Revival are to NXT. They just sit there and they target your knee, and they work. The Revival work a little bit more of a grounded style, but the Usos, they are like a bit of a hybrid version of the Revival. I don't want to say hybrid because I don't know if hybrid is the right word, but they are the Samoan version of the Revival, just a little more. Yeah, I could say hybrid version of the Revival. And I'm honestly glad that the Usos got the win here. And we are basically 2 weeks away from No Mercy, and I'm really looking forward to see the Usos beat Rhino and Slater for the tag titles. So, looking forward to that one. Um, but I'm gonna say here, I love how psychology based around the knee the Usos are stuck to being. I think it's just gonna stay around the knee, and I honestly like. I think they're just gonna stay, based around taking out the knee on people. But if they did want to move the other body parts and they start making their matches psychology based, along with the style that they've been working at this point, I would have zero problems with that because the Usos, like, we all knew at this point, like, they even looked like you could see it in their face that like they were getting sick of this. They looked happy when they came out to be doing this whole new thing, like, because it ran its course. The whole Samoan face paint thing ran its course, and then you knew they ran its course, and then over a period of time the Usos knew it ran its course, and it's become such a thing where it's like everyone loves the Usos again, and we're all happy with this. So, anyways, we're gonna move on here. Solid tag match. Glad that Usos got the win. Keeps the momentum going. Oh, excuse me. If you heard the burp, I apologize. Um, it was Nikki Bella and Naomi versus Natalia. If you don't know what that was Natalia Scream. Brought to you by No One Wants to Hear That Shit. Natalia, please stop screaming. She gets excited when she knows it's Tuesday and she's able to wrestle. That's just her walking into a room with a big smile on her face. It is Tuesday, my dudes. Ah! That's basically Natalia at this point. But Natalia and Carmella, uh, basically, you guys already know. It seems like they have a singles match on SmackDown every week and a tag match. If I have one gripe about the tag matches, we could build around these feuds individually. I know you literally have 3 women's feuds and you're being progressive, and I really appreciate that. But do they have to be handled in such a tag team format? I mean, if you could, okay, so if you were really going SmackDown and you were to handle, and you know what? Now that it's Natalia involved, I kind of understand. And I mean, like Carmella's not the complete heel yet. There's still some things that she could get better with. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like a lot, because she has like being a heel down. I feel like to a T, and she like really makes a lot of people like. I've heard people say like Carmella as a heel makes them want to see Nikki Bella kick her shit in. And Carmella, once again tonight, got the roll-up win over Nikki Bella for the end of this match. And that, honestly, I didn't expect, because, I mean, at some point, because of how many times Carmella has gotten one over on Nikki, we've got to expect, if they have a pay-per-view match at some point, Carmella to lose, right? Like, because she's gotten so many pins over on Nikki. I don't see a way. Well, I could see a way, but I don't think WWE would want to. But see, the bigger match between the two, you would kind of want Carmella to win the first one, then Nikki to win the second one, I guess. But I don't know. This is just a really confusing type of thing when it comes to like Carmella and Nikki. If there was a singles match between the two, I would book it for Nikki to win. Not Nikki, Carmella to win. But that's just how I'd book it if I were able to book it. What are we moving on to here? Because Carmella, like I said, Carmella and Carmella and Natalia to get the win with the role that Carmella had. Not really much to say about the match. It was, I don't want to say it was like really quick, but like there was like nothing really much to take away from it, other than Carmella's heel work being amazing. Naomi, Naomi was being Naomi in the match. There was nothing like with the ass-based offense. She would basically throw ass. Fucking Carmella's face and kind of smacked Carmella's ass, and that was like the ass-based offense ran wild tonight. Is the best way to put anything that happened with this on Naomi's side. So that was really about it. And Natalia was just Natalia, which is just awful usually. And then next up, what we get, I'm gonna go to The Miz, and The Miz comes out for what they call a celebration of his 179-day Intercontinental Championship World Tour. Now, at first I'm just thinking, okay, this is going to be Miz bragging, your typical Miz promo. I'm happy with that. Like, I'm fine with it. Okay, cool. And then Ziggler comes out, and I'm like after Miz just talks crap to Ziggler's parents, and then Ziggler's music hits. I'm like, oh god, we are not setting up for another match. Like, come on, SmackDown, please. So then, Miz basically tells him straight up, no, you are not getting another shot. Nope, I'm leaving. I'm going to party in Hollywood. You are not asking me for another shot. This is not happening. See, Charlotte, take tips. When someone consistently pesters you, you just leave and walk away. And you can basically say, I've beaten them so many times. It doesn't matter how I did it. Doesn't matter what happened. And I don't care. So, and I don't care if you weren't pinned either. You still didn't come up with the championship. So doesn't matter. Basically, before Miz gets out of the ring, he basically tells Dolph. And before I even get to this, I'm going to mention too, Miz had like just this over the top pyro for his thing. And before Ziggler even came out, they showed like this video package of the Miz's entire career, and I will say it like I said every week till I'm blue in the face. This right here, what Miz told Ziggler to lead to what we got here, just shows that Miz is doing the best work of his motherfucking career. This right here, like this segment right here with the Miz, basically elevated the Intercontinental Championship more than like, he's done more with the Intercontinental Championship at this one point with this one promo and this one segment that anyone has done in the past decade. I am not even kidding. The Miz is literally doing next level shit right now, and I really think like there are still some people out there who don't appreciate it, and they still feel it. It's the fucking Miz. You don't care. Well, you missed the boat on Mike Mizanin as the Miz because he is doing some incredible shit with this, and I'm going to continue on to what I was saying with this because the Miz went on to say, you know, he's like, I'm not facing you again unless you say you'll leave this company. If you lose to me, then or something like that. I'm not gonna face you again. And then Dolph said, you know what? If you face me, you give me one more chance. If I lose, I'll leave the company. So just to let you guys know, Ziggler's contract is really coming up here. Ziggler's contract is coming up, and it's coming close here. Like if Ziggler doesn't decide to sign back, which I don't think he will, if they're going this far with it, then I think Miz will win. If Ziggler does decide to sign back, I hope SmackDown doesn't go the garbage route and give the title to Ziggler or go no disqualification. Like WWE has a working talent contract with Evolve. An idea I heard, which I honestly wouldn't be opposed to, is Ziggler going to work in Evolve for a little while, and then somehow at some point, I'd say like over the next maybe year, come back, go after Miz, and maybe it'd be like maybe time away. Time makes the heart grow fonder. Like time away makes the heart grow fonder. However that expression goes, and maybe Ziggler will come back refreshed, and we won't be so sick of him. Like in the promo he actually cut here for the first time in a while. Like I feel like some of his stuff, like I do the best, blah blah blah. Like I'm the best. I do this, I do that. Like I felt like, and I've said it for the longest. It's the same Ziggler promo, but at the same time, I also feel like with Dolph Ziggler, with this one, actually the emotion was legitimately there. He wasn't trying to force something and tell us a story. Like he actually had the emotion there, and you could like legit feel him starting to weld up inside. Like this is a Dolph Ziggler promo for the first time in a long time that I've actually dug, and I was invested. Like it wasn't like the Ambrose stuff where like Ambrose would come out, cut a great promo, Ziggler would come out and just tell us the same thing he's told us all the time and like try and force it. And like he was like you could tell he was trying to be better than Ambrose. Like honestly, to me, he was just supposed to make his point and try to sound legit, but he didn't do that. And in this case, he kind of did. So I'm really happy with this. So, Miz just continues to talk down to Ziggler's parents and telling them, "I'm sorry for you. You have an elite level loser on your hands, and I'm sorry." And that basically ends the segment. Before this even happened, like I gotta mention too, that before the thing even happened, like say these curtains behind me are for those who, these curtains are a LeBron James poster. Miz put the poster of him as WWE champion over LeBron James, basically saying, "Fuck you." And like when he was doing all this stuff and had the fireworks and the video package dedicated, like highlighting his whole career, there were hometown hero chants for the Miz. That was fucking awesome. Like what I'm explaining to you doesn't even do this entire thing justice. Like go back and watch this. If you're gonna go back and watch anything from SmackDown, go back and watch this. Okay, so what do you move on to next? I think up next is Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss, and if not, then that's what we're gonna do up next because that's what I remember being up next, I believe. Yeah, up next is Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss, and Becky Lynch comes out and gets her head slammed on the ramp. That's pretty much about it. Like, not even gonna lie to you, that's pretty much about it. This is, I guess, just a way to get Alexa some heat, and I guess they were like in a time crunch, and they wanted the main event world championship match to get a lot of time, so they just put this here. So up next was the main event world championship match, and before I even get into that, I'll say this much: I guess next week they're probably gonna you got to figure they have to do something big with Becky and Alexa going for the go home show for SmackDown. I believe they will. I believe they should. I believe they could, and I believe that they like I said, like they will. So Becky and Alexa's behind us, and we're moving on to the World Championship match. So we get Cena on commentary for this, by the way, and he's a really fluent speaker, and I mean like, this is better than the last time he was on commentary, and he was talking like this, and he sounded like a golf commentator. It's a hole in one. That's how Cena sounded last time. This time he was speaking up like a big boy. I could just see Excalibur. He's a big boy now. I'm sorry, PWG. But this match honestly was like, I mean, I felt like this is the best we would probably get for a World Championship match, for a TV match. I mean, I don't really have any problems with it. Like, my only problem I have with this is like the calf crusher spot. If I have one grip with Dean, like he was selling the knee the entire match, but during his when he was in the calf crusher, whatever was a calf killer in New Japan. For those who already know this, when he was in the move, his facial expressions weren't selling it. So when he got out of it, there was like a disconnect. Like when he got out of it, he was selling his knee a lot. But when he was in the calf crusher, he didn't act like it hurt until he actually started standing up and crawling to the ropes. Come on, Dean. I don't know, man. But that was how it looked to me and how it seemed to me and how I felt about it. But the match itself was pretty good. Dean Ambrose was gonna win at one point. He had a I think it was Maestro Cradle on Cena, and on AJ. I'm sorry, on AJ. Cena got on the apron because AJ went outside the ring and just punched Cena in the face for no reason. Cena got on the apron, tried to get to AJ, and distracted the ref, and Dean basically had a 3. And AJ rolled Dean back over after that because Cena got outside the ring, and punched. Not Cena. Ambrose got outside the ring and punched Cena in the face. Next, and then got back in the ring and got put up in that same. I believe I gotta learn my roll ups. And that same, I believe, Maestro Cradle in 1, 2, 3. So Cena inadvertently cost Ambrose the match, and Dean Ambrose goes on to lose. And after this, him and Cena go on to argue. He tries to hit Cena with a dirty deed. Cena gets out of it. AA. AJ comes in, tries to hit the Styles Clash, gets hit with an AA. Cena holds the title up, and that ends the show. So that was SmackDown Live this week. I want to know what you guys thought. Remember to leave a like on this video if you already haven't. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that never goodness on this channel. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you guys for watching. No, see you guys next time. See ya!